I'm rambling on and on. This is part 2, and I'm going to close it out quickly. Each day when we shave and bathe, we wash off billions of dead cells off of our bodies, which is one of the main reasons why bathing is a good idea. It's healthy. When a cell reproduces, it creates a carbon copy of itself. I learned about the mechanics of cancer and cellular recreation, etc., from a gentleman many of you have heard of, a Canadian gentleman whose name was David Suzuki. And Mr. Suzuki had a program that was popular in the early 1980s. I think this was around 1982. TV Ontario, which of course spells out his location, Ontario, Canada. And Mr. Suzuki was doing a specialized series of broadcasts on breast cancer. The different kinds of breast cancer, and yes, there's more than one. There's a rare type that's extremely dangerous. If a woman genetically or somehow develops this kind of cancer in her breast, her chances of survival are less than 10%. It's a lethal form of breast cancer, and it spreads with enormous rapidity. It can go all the way through a woman's chest and body area around her breast in a matter of weeks. The glandular system of the body. Your glands here, your spine, your sex organs, around your kidneys are all glandular connected areas, and the fluid that moves information and kind of operates this area of the body's mechanics is very thin, and it is possible for 1 or 2 malignant cancer cells to get into this region of the body and completely infect you with killing malignant cancer in a short amount of time. There's certain kinds of cancer that are dangerous, not just because they're deadly forms of cancer, but because they spread quickly. If they get through you quickly enough, there's no way to stop it. And all the way back to this alien statement to us that they don't have these problems is an indication of what a species smart enough, devoted enough, and most importantly to humans, in control enough. And I don't claim to be in control enough myself, but it occurs to me from reading and observation and what I've learned about different things and sort of assimilating these things together, and I say, you know what? This adds up with that, and that might explain this. Einstein said that's a form of intelligence, but the aliens say that Einstein was basically full of it. We'll see, I guess, somewhere down the road if we survive, our species. But they say his science was basically flawed. I wrote that the other day on Facebook. Not to get sensationalized, but these are not things that you run into every day on the evening news. In America, that's always in church, or used to be. The cells that become in your body, these spherically shaped cells, have many receptors on the outer skin of these balls, these spheres. These outer receptors tell the cell when to die and when to reproduce. The reproductions are identical mutations of the original cell, but a mutation that is non-affected by the cell structure is possible. Why do these mutations occur? It is unknown. If it is known, I don't know about it and have heard nothing about it that makes sense to me. Mutations in a cell are deadly, especially if it's a form of cancer, which is another word for mutation. If it's a cancer that spreads quickly and is aggressive, it will kill the host, that's us, or the animal, or whoever is unlucky enough to sustain this condition. It'll kill you quick. Or to put it in southern rednecks, you know, when you talk in Texas and Shreveport and all that, it'll kill your ass, all right? Mutations like this are lethal because once one cell has made this mechanical adjustment to the way it works, rather than say have 100 receptors on the skin of the cell or 10,000, it will produce 500,000 on the same cell skin. The cell will no longer be able to carry nutrients. That's what food is. You've heard of food. Nutrients to your bloodstream. The cells become fixated through this. It's like tuning your car and you get the wrong spark plugs. You ever done that? It's that kind of thing though, as mean as I sound to the Southerners. It is like that. It's a malfunction in the mechanics of how the cell recreates itself. And these kinds of mutations, as we call them, the way humans try to solve this problem, officially meaning in our accepted world, not the alien world, that no one believes exists except for a few. And most of these military guys that come across this information have a nervous breakdown, so it must be pretty heavy. They understand genetics, and they know how to fix this kind of stuff. As far as I know, we don't. And if the government does know how to fix it, it ain't telling us. Because we are the working class, and we're beginning to look like the slaves. That's what it's looking like to me. We've got a black government that's non-existent, that we send, I don't know how many billions of tax dollars a year to these secret sources. And our congressmen know it too. All right, so getting all the way back to cancer and genetic engineering. Genetic engineering provides a creature like humans, which are constantly, males in our species, like animals, like primates, we're always fighting. The difference between us, this species of primate, and others is that we fight in large numbers. We build tools to help us fight. We call them weapons, guns, and things like that. And quite a few of us, though Christian or not, shouldn't be getting them guns. But we, our species, this is more inferred than something I've heard quoted. We're not ready, and the Vatican might feel this way as well. We're not ready for the kind of responsibility, the weight of what having the kind of knowledge that would give us an opportunity. We could make humans 20 or 30 feet tall if we wanted to. Genetics, genetic tools, conductor genes is what they're called. These are the genes, these are the signals, these are the components. You call it what you will, it's not a computer, but it's easy to understand this way. The component structure of these conductor genes is what makes us look and act the way we do. And the liberals, you can't be born with anything the Republicans say, the Democrats want to fight about it, and vice versa. They don't like each other. But the fact remains that the one that pays the price when we get it wrong is us. We don't get it right. You know